mode.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to a very special holiday webinar from Kevin Davis Insurance. My name is Sherry Branson, and I'm your host. As you can see today, we have a live audience of Kevin Davis Insurance employees joining us. Good morning, everybody. Hey, good morning. Good morning. And I'm now joined by Kevin Davis, the president of Kevin Davis Insurance. Good morning, Kevin.
Hi, Sherry. How you doing?
Doing well, thank you. Oh, you got a beautiful tree there, Kevin.
Yes, you like that, huh?
I love it.
We're very festive, right?
We are. We have a very special present for everybody today, too.
Yes, knowledge. Yes.
Great. Well, that's exciting. Well, take it away, Kevin. Great.
So so what we're going to talk about today is, let's see. There we go. We're all set to go. Are we set to go? Yeah, no. I hope. There you go. Okay, you got it. This is what we're talking about today, guys. It's a holiday season. We're talking about why we're stressed. Is it actually our fault? And techniques to be stress-free during the holiday. What I'm going to do is talk about 3 specific things when you leave here today that's going to help you to deal with holiday stress and stress overall. Okay. It's a holiday season. Guys, how are we feeling? Yes. Angry? Yes. Frustrated? Yes. Disconnected? Alone? Sometimes. Okay, good. All right. Now, but guess what? It's the holiday season, right? This is time for friends and family. It's time for gift giving. It's time to prepare for Christmas dinner, prepare for all the great things from holiday, right? What's not reality, is it? That's not reality. Come on. I'm not ready for anything. I've done no Christmas shopping, okay? I have no idea what my family wants, and I can't afford to give them what they want anyway. That's where we're all at right now, right? Right? Yes, right? Yep. That's where we're all at right now. We're not prepared for it. But the key thing is that when we talk about Christmas time, we talk about the holiday season, we're talking about things like family and friends, and you don't know what family to see, who you should see, who wants to see you, who doesn't want to see you, all those things go into control. See, it's really what it's about is lack of control. See, when we're frustrated and angry during the holiday season, it's because for the first time, all year we haven't had any control, but now all of a sudden it's focused in on this period of time where we have no control at all. We have control of the money we're spending. We have control of who we're close to, who we're not close to. We don't have that ability. And now, if you look at what's happening in the world we're living into, as the world gets smaller and smaller, we're more and more connected. And we have something here like the smartphone that's right now smarter than I am. What's happening is that we are losing control. We're feeling that control is being slipped away from us, and we don't know what to do. Our institutions have failed us. We feel we have no connection to the institutions. We talk about the corporations. The corporations are into money, not people. They don't care. The bigger the corporation is, the more profitable it is today. They don't care about the individuals who work there. We talk about financial institutions. Wells Fargo, just a few months ago, scammed their clients, put out fake credit cards in their name. The educational system. The educational system is built on a system that was developed 100 years ago when you took the farm people away from the farm and put them in the factories and wanted to do something with the kids. So they taught them how to be factory workers, and it hasn't changed. Today, in order to really be successful, you have to be creative and imaginative, something that they do not teach you in school. And then the political system is a mess. It is built on money. The more money you have, and all they do is raise funds. Right now, we're living in a time where we're trying to get control of our lives, and it's impossible because of not only the institutions, but it's who we are in general. You know, right now, in order to be worthy, in order to matter, which we all want to do, okay, we have to feel that we're special and above average. Yeah? which is impossible because most people are average. But we have to feel that we are above average. How many people here are above average drivers? Raise your hand. Yeah, oh, of course, yeah. Everyone who raises their hand don't drive, apparently. I mean, the reality too is this. If I ask you to write down 5 things that you are above average about, everybody's going to come up with 5 things, can't you? I say write down 5 things you're average about. It's a little bit tougher. If I ask you to write 5 things you are below average about, you couldn't think of one, right? Because the reality is this, is that right now, the way we feel about things right now, okay, we have to be above average. We have to be better, but we don't feel like it because we don't have the connection that we have. And the reason why, because something called uncertainty. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world today, and that uncertainty creates that lack of control that we have. We don't have control because of uncertainty. And what uncertainty does, it breeds something that's really, really difficult, and we're facing right now. We want order, stability, and predictability in our lives. That's what we want. When we leave house in the morning, we know we can come to work, get our work done, and go home and do what we have to do. That is order and predictability. But right now, with all the uncertainty out there, we don't feel safe, we don't feel secure, we don't feel like that we have what we have. And what happens is this, and this is the thing that really happens. We do 2 things. We either make uncertain things certain, or we detach, we become disengaged. When we become detached and disengaged, what we do is we no longer part. We're no longer connected. We believe that there's no way we get things done, we can survive. These are the victims in society. The people that you meet, they have a big giant D tattoo in their head, you walk through, and you know who they are. They're people who don't believe that no matter what they do, it's going to work out for them. And what happens is what we do with that group of people, those people go into the box. Because they spend all their time judging, blaming, and criticizing people. The victims. These people who don't feel worthy, are not connected, they disconnect. Now, the other group of people who makes uncertain things certain, what they do it by something called a confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is that if all of a sudden you believe that man is not going to the moon, you Google man is not going to the moon, and you have cases of people who says, guess what? I believe that. Because what we believe now is based on feelings, not on fact. I feel that man never went to the moon. I feel that this year is the worst economy ever in the history of the world. I feel that way. It's not based on fact. It's not based on anything other than feeling. So as a result, what we do is we put that same group of people who make uncertain things certain into that same box. Because what they do is they judge, they criticize, and they blame. So right now you have a whole group of people in this box. And then we have everybody in the box. And we walk around in the box. This is the DMV. Okay? This is what happens when you deal with uncertainty today and you have no control. You're going to do one or two things. You're going to make certain things, make uncertain things certain, or you're detached. And when you do that, this is what happens. You end up in the box. The reason why that happens is because we're afraid. And what we are afraid of, embarrassment, shame, guilt, humiliation. We're no longer afraid of being eaten alive like we were 1,000 years ago. We're not afraid of snakes and spiders and falling off cliffs. There's like 8 things we're afraid of. But the one thing we're afraid of is that humiliation. We're afraid of moving forward. We're afraid that things are going to happen to us. Humiliation, guilt, and shame. Because basically we are connected as individuals. We are connected. But because of a lack of control, because the world is changing around us, we don't feel like we're attached. We don't feel like we belong. And then fear steps in. And fear stops us from doing a lot of things. And the best way to justify all of our fears is through procrastination. The people who procrastinate for one reason. Because if I had enough time, I would get that project done. So now I'm justified. Basically, we don't get it done because we're afraid that we'll be humiliated, that I'm going to get yelled at, that I'm not going to be treated correctly. It's all based on fear. And you don't have to be afraid of those things. Because the reality is that we all are part of these things. We all have it. That's what we're going to talk about. See, the problem is the lack of control that we have on ourselves. And so we don't do the things we need to do, so we detach, become disengaged. We no longer believe. We become alcoholics, become drug addicts, or we just disengage because we want to belong. The reason why we get dressed up in the morning and come to work and take showers because we want to belong. If we didn't want to belong, the best thing to do is not take a shower and you won't belong. But we want to look good. We want to lose weight. We want to do all those things. The problem with this fear is really what it boils down to is that we are the abuser and we are the abused. We do both. You know, we are able to do that. We are able to look at somebody and do certain things, and then we do it back to ourselves. I'm going to talk about a little bit that next, because when we talk about the answers, how we do that, the number one way is you got to care. Okay? If you care, no matter what happens, if you care, you will not be a person in that box. Now, what do I mean by care? Three things. Either sympathetic, okay, you're empathetic, or you're compassionate. Now, every day when I leave here, after 4 o'clock, taking about an hour and a half to get home, I go to Balboa, get off of Balboa in the Valley, and there's a guy always there with a sign that says he needs money. I see him all the time, and I'm a caring person, okay? So I stop. Number one, I'm sympathetic no matter what. If the light's green, I'm sympathetic. I feel for him. I wish he'd get a job. If I'm sympathetic, I turn around. If the light's red, I feel empathetic. I'm looking at him and going, I remember there was times I didn't have money growing up, and you feel bad for me, you feel his pain. But if the light's a really long light, then I feel compassion. And compassion is, I do something about the pain. I might give him a dollar. And that's the thing. If you do those things, there's no way you're ever going to disconnect. You're never going to be in the box by caring. What I mean, the main thing we're talking about is compassion. When you talk about compassion, it's the ability to care and do something about the caring. It's the ability to look at somebody and say, I feel what you're feeling, but I want to do something about it. Now, the most important part of it, and this is the thing that we all miss and why we don't do it, is this one little word called self-compassion. We do not care about ourselves. We are the worst people to ourselves. You know, the whole saying, treat others the way you want to be treated, forget it. But we didn't, we have no friends at all. How many times you sit at your desk and you go, I can't believe I'm this stupid. I can't believe I can't get this stuff done. I can't believe it. That's when you are the abuser and the abusers. We are the abuser and we enjoy abusing by saying, I can't believe this is so stupid. You get a certain satisfaction by taking yourself down. But then you detach yourself. And so at the same time, you're constantly fighting yourself because of one simple thing. You don't have that self-compassion. You don't have that ability to see that what you're doing is destroying yourself. We abuse ourselves, and we are the abuser. It's amazing what we do constantly. We beat ourselves up. We do not take care of ourselves. We cannot treat ourselves the way we've been treating ourselves. We have total compassion for the person. We are most compassionate people, but we are not compassionate to ourselves. We do beat ourselves up. So, how do we stop? These are the things you got to do. Number one, aware that you're guilty. Be aware of the fact that you're beating yourself up. If you have children, think of your children, or if you were a child at some point in time. When you come home from school and you haven't got that homework done, or you got a bad grade, your parents are going to do one or two things. Most of the parents, I know what they're going to do. I can't believe you got this. You didn't do it. I can't believe it. You can't go outside. You can't play video games. You can't watch TV. Or you can do compassionately. You're going to say, okay, next time you will do better. We'll study together. I'll help you out. One's compassionate. One's not compassionate. That's what you're doing with yourself. You have to be aware that I didn't get this thing done. I should have got this account down. I haven't gotten them done. It's okay. I can get them done tomorrow. I have time. I can get them done this afternoon. You have that kind of control. But we don't do that. What we do is we beat ourselves up because we're not aware that we're beating ourselves up. Now, when you go back, you are now officially going to be aware that, wait a minute, I just told myself I was stupid. Okay? I am not, I understand. That's number one, awareness. Number two, we are connected. Like I said before, we get dressed up because we want to be connected. We want to belong. When we're not belonging, we disconnect and we walk away. Okay? The reality is that not only we're connected, But we've all made mistakes. We all broke up with people before. We all had bad relationships. No matter what it is, we all were late. We all have done all those different things. Now, anybody's relaxing, right? Yeah, no hands on it. We've all have done it. But what happens is we actually believe that we're the only one that happened to. We break up, we go, oh, I can't believe this happened to me. It never happened to anybody before. And that's the same person we broke up with. Those are the things that matter. We are connected, we belong, and we all have to understand that we are connected and we all belong. Then you realize that, guess what, the mistake I made, yes, I did make a mistake, but we all make those mistakes. What am I going to do about it? Mindfulness. To be mindful is to understand that right now, today, it's the only time that's important, that matters. You see, the way our brain operates to do one thing is to solve problems. Just like a lion uses its claws or its muscles, every animal out there has its protective device. We use our brain constantly works. Whenever project to do, if I'm working on my budget right now, once that budget is done, I say, okay, it's done. My brain doesn't shut off and relax unless I take mindfulness. You can do that if you're mindful. But if you're not, you stop, project's done, you start worrying about the relationship you had 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, or you're worrying about your relationship, how it's going to last, how long it's going to last. In reality, if you do that, one's depression and one's anxiety. One of the future's anxiety. When that stuff really matters, the only thing that matters is right now. And if you worry about what's happening right now, then you're aware of who you are and what's happening to you right now. How you feel emotionally. You know, the reality is, most of our lives are neutral. Most of our lives, we don't do anything. We just exist. But once in a while, it goes up here, and sometimes it goes down here. But we spend all our time and all our energy like, oh my God, the world's ending, I can't believe it, so-and-so the president, all that kind of stuff. And it doesn't matter. And it really doesn't matter because what really matters really is right now, what are you doing right now? And when you get back to your desk, what's important to you? But once that's done, our minds start to wander all different places. You can control it. Just not do it. Just understand that, wait, my mind's wandering. I'm worried about something that happened 3, 4 years ago. Why am I doing it? And then you stop it. Then you pull it back and go, wait, what's important to me right now? Well, nothing. Okay, I won't do anything. I don't do anything. But your mind will start wandering. And you'll notice your mind wandering, and just bring it back. And then the final part is kindness. Kindness is treat yourself kindly. We don't do that. We never take care of ourselves. We never take care of ourselves enough. We got to beat ourselves up all the time, and we never kind to ourselves. Just be kind. Caring is the most important thing you do because if you care, you will not fall into the trap of the box. You can't do it if you care. Only people who fall in the box are people who detach themselves or believe they're uncertain. Whatever's uncertain out there, they make it certain. And they can do it all the time by looking at the internet and saying, I believe, and whatever it is, it's there, no matter what it is. You know, the earth is flat, okay? We believe the earth is flat. The good people who actually believe the earth is flat out there, okay? And guess what? There's enough information you can know. But what happens is that instead of dealing with the reality of life, you're judging, you're blaming, and you're criticizing. It's their fault the way I'm in the situation it is today, not my fault. Let's come to the next thing we're going to talk about is character. You can see on it. Character. Character matters. What character is how you behave when nobody else is looking is character. The problem today is that we get messed up between the difference between character and personality. Personality is people that we like, we respect, just because of what we see of them. The difference is character is sustainable. Character is sustainable, personality is not. It's like when you meet that person for the first time and you go on that date. And all you see is that personality is nice, and then all of a sudden eventually the character comes out and you go, what am I doing with this person? It is unsustainable. Personality is not sustainable. You have to be able to have it. And what is character? There are these things here. Self-respect, control. Yeah. And with character, it's really important to understand that it is about a choice you make in life. Okay? It's when I go back to my desk and say, okay, I can finish the budget. I should have it done by 2 o'clock, maybe 3 o'clock at the most. I may have it done. But it's a choice I made to do it. I'm not going back to my desk saying, I have to finish the budget. I need to finish the budget. The difference is, if you get up in the morning, you go to your desk, and you say, I need to get these things done, I have to get these things done, you are not in control. When you say, all right, I choose to get this thing done. I choose to get this thing done over this period of time. You have control. Strong character gives you control. It gives you that ability to say, I have control. Most people do not do that. They come in and say, I got to do it. I got to get this thing done. I have to do it. I need to do it. And you have a whole group of people who just won't do it. Those are the victims going back to it and say, here, get stuff, and they just won't do it. They just believe that there's no reason they do it. Life will not change. You have to make choices. Life is about choices. You choose to do it. You don't have to do it. That is the difference. Character matters. There's nothing more important out there than how you behave, how you treat other people. Capability. Capability is what matters the most. I started playing golf. The problem is that I have the knowledge, I have the desire, but it's not working. When you talk about capability, there's three things you got to have. You got to have knowledge, you got to have skills, you got to be willing to get it done. Those are the three things that become capability. We go through life not realizing that we're not capable of getting things done, and we're surprised at the results. If you walk in a situation with those three things, you do okay. If you are young, you just graduated from college, and you're looking for your first job, what you have is that the willingness to get things done. You have that energy, you have that drive, you have determination to get things done, but you usually lack that knowledge and skill. That comes with time. When you have all three of those things, then you're ready to do what has to be done. But you got to have all those three things together at one time to really make it work out. Get involved in things that you have those three things. You may fail, but at least you have those three things, it makes it easier to be successful. Now, once you have those three things, then you look at life this way. There are no challenges, there's no problems. Don't look at the world in terms of challenges or problems. Look at the world in one way only, as opportunities. Everything is an opportunity. You have control. Control comes from looking at things from a position of opportunity, not from, I got to solve problems. I got these challenges to deal with. When you look at things that way, life works out a lot better for you. Because then all of a sudden, you can make things happen. Because now you're in charge. Opportunity matters more than anything else. Celebration. Celebration is always important because celebration is engaging. You have to engage with individuals. You have to engage with people. You can't sit still today and not work. All the jobs out there, we talk about technology and outsourcing, comes from all the things that we do internally that can be done someplace else cheaper and better. But there's something that cannot happen, and that is engagement. And engagement you cannot outsource. If you have energy, if you have enthusiasm, if you have excitement, you will do well. Because those three things you cannot outsource. Those are the three things that are so important that people will look for them every single time when you're looking for a job. Those are the three things. Yeah. If you want to know how you stay engaged, is the one way, if you think about that person who you met, and you look at them like the first time, and go, I can't believe they're the most wonderful person in the world. You know, that first date goes, and you're staring at their eyes, and going, wow, so tell me all about it. Wow, that is being engaged. Okay? Now, for those who've been married for a long time, those days are gone, okay? Right, Verily? But if you remember how it was in the beginning, remember how it was in the beginning when you looked at his eyes, you saw David, and you saw him, and you saw me. Yeah. That's what engagement is all about. You know, that's what's important today. You have to be able to do it. You look at the basketball game, you look at the Lakers, these young kids out there, and they snap their they're excited, they have a lot of energy. They're not a really good team. But they have that one thing that people will go see them because they have the energy there. That makes a difference. Now, if you're ever in a situation where you don't have the energy, you can't do it, there's something I recommend is to have like your own trophy case in your mind. It's something that you can go to and say, guess what? These are the great times in my life that I felt good. And after he's already feeling good, I want to feel good now, and I want to have that energy. Without that energy, without that excitement, then all of a sudden you find yourself in a position where it's easy to be disengaged. So really all this stuff means when we talk about, the anger, the frustration that we all feel, it's about lack of control. Lack of control in our life. We look at the world out there, we see things happen, and it's lack of control. It's based on your character, it's based on your capability, and it's based on just caring. To sit back and really realize that I can make a difference. And you can make a difference just by doing those little things. If you do those things, you won't disengage. You won't drop out. You won't detach yourself. If you don't do it, then you find yourself, well, no matter what happens, you have control. You won't be one of those people who makes decisions based on the weather because you control. You don't care. You don't care if it's raining outside or not. Yesterday or Monday, one of the first days when it was cold out in the back, it might have been 48 degrees. And every guy is giving treadmills for 3 miles. They do like 3 miles per day. And it was cold. Not the easy say it's too cold, I'm not getting bothered, but you do it. I don't allow the weather to dictate. I don't allow the conditions to dictate. I don't allow all those things. I take control. You have the ability to take control also. Don't allow those things to dictate your life. So with that said, thank you very much. Perfect timing. It's not 11:30. My half an hour is up. Back to you,
Yes.
Shanna.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. Great job. Great webinar. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today, everybody who's in their offices and listening to us. I did want to mention that today's webinar and all of the webinars that we've done throughout 2016 are on our website and also on our YouTube channel. So you can listen to them, all the great webinars that we've done throughout the year and today's webinar. And if you have any questions about the webinars or would like any marketing materials, please send me an email to sbranson@kdins.com, and I'm happy to send you any marketing materials that you may need on Dino, Crime Umbrella, etc. And of course, our newest products, social engineering and cyber risk. And again, thank you, Kevin, and thank you, everybody. And now back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot. Are we live there?
Yes, you are.
Okay. All right, thanks a lot, guys. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Happy
Kevin Davis
holidays.
Insurance Services.
Happy holidays. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Have a great one. Have a great afternoon.
All right.